Farmers should be aware of the perfect storm that has market experts seeing a drop in commodity prices in the coming weeks. Producers at the Wheat U meeting sponsored by High Plains Journal and Bayer Crop Science learned of the factors that set up the situation. Darrell, Holaday, market analyst with Advanced Market Concepts, says the environment was set when the government began subsidizing the ethanol market, which increased corn acreage 15 to 18 million acres.
And that would have been okay, except then we also saw crude oil go to $100 a barrel. So that created this big demand for ethanol, and it was being subsidized at the same time. And so acreage shifts occurred, if you will, out of wheat, out of cotton, out of soybeans at the time, into corn. And of course, everything was going to be fine until we had some type of drought or reduced production in the United States, and that's what happened.
The droughts through the southern and central plains led to a disappointing corn crop.
When you've built this big demand base, you have this big disappointing corn crop, that caused corn prices to go over $8. What happened then, the reason that's important, that's element one, because we saw the world really react to that.
Dwindling cow numbers, reduced number of hogs on feed, and even smaller chicken supplies all reduced the domestic demand for commodities.
And then the big part of the storm is that now we came together with really good weather conditions. In 2014, we're going to have a record corn and a record soybean crop. Not a record wheat crop, and a very disappointing hard red winter wheat crop, but a very good hard red spring crop, very good soft red winter wheat crop. And the world has had no problems. So the final element of this perfect storm is there isn't a problem in Europe, there isn't a problem in China, there isn't a problem in India, there's not a problem in the former Soviet Union other than the political issues, and we just don't have any issues anywhere. South America's had a record soybean crop, so that's the perfect storm. And so now we're going to have to go down to lower price levels to find where the demand is, and we'll do that.
The wheat producers attending the meeting were well aware that yields in the southern plains were less than they had hoped for, but typically when yields are lower, prices go up. That has not happened this year.
If you look at the wheat crop in Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas, and you add those together for this year, just go back to 1986. I mean, in other words, I just didn't go any further back in that. It's by far the lowest wheat crop those three states combined have ever had. And not just the lowest, it's the lowest by 60 million bushels. And yet we watched wheat prices go from May 1 over $8 to basically $6. Why? And that is because of this transformation the world has become, where there's a lot of competition throughout the world. Black Sea region is going to become the #1 wheat exporter in the world. Europe's got lots of wheat, Canada's got lots of wheat, and on top of that we have big hard red spring crop that's trying to find a way out of the United States. So it's just that we got to understand that even though your crop's not very good, and in this case a region was the worst ever, and a very important region of the world, we're just not the player we were 15 years ago. Had that happened 10, 15 years ago, we would have not expected a $2 drop in prices. We would have not seen that. Because there's so much competition in the world, that's what happened.
For more information about Wheat U, sponsored by High Plains Journal and Bayer Crop Science, and to read the complete stories, go to www.wheatu.com.